Hello everyone, welcome to another exciting episode of Dayspring Discussions. I'm your host Sean McGahee, and this is a show where we talk about movies, TV, sci-fi, fantasy, comic books. If you geek out about it, we're going to talk about it. You can listen to Dayspring Discussions on iTunes, YouTube, Podomatic, and Patreon, and contact Dayspring Discussions on the Facebook group, Twitter account, and dayspringdiscussions@gmail.com. Well, happy Thursday everyone. Today is the day, guys. Avengers Endgame is going to be shown in theaters in about 12 hours. I will be sitting down in a nice, comfy seat, big bowl of popcorn, soda to my left, and hopefully getting through about 20 minutes of previews to look forward to the film of the year. I'm going to call it Film of the Year. Fuck Lion King, fuck Rise of Skywalkers, Avengers Endgame. Everyone wants to see this film. Tickets are selling like hotcakes, okay? It's going to be huge. I'm super excited. Just finished my rewatch. Went through and watched a couple MCU films. I watched all the Avengers films, the Guardians films, finished Infinity War last night. I'm all set for it. I'm super psyched. Hopefully you are too. And of course, I'm seeing it tonight, and then I'm also seeing it tomorrow night as well. Any big film like this, any film that I'm super excited about, I gotta watch at least twice before I really share my feelings, because that first viewing, I have my thoughts about what I want it to be, what I hope it is, and sometimes I walk out of the theater maybe a little disappointed. My second viewing, I go in, I know what's going to happen, I know what to expect, and I can just enjoy the story and the film for what it is and have a little bit more clearer head is what it is. So, seeing it twice, I can't wait. Cannot wait. And of course, this weekend I'll be recording my review with Lisa, and we'll post that online probably Monday or Tuesday. We'll see how it goes. More than likely it'll be a Tuesday show is when I share it. But of course, you guys fire back on the social media groups and Gmail account. Let me know what you think about the film, because I know you're seeing it. Everyone's seen it this weekend. They're adding more shows in all the theaters, so everyone has a chance to see it. I think AMC is running, 72 hours straight of just staying open just so people can watch this film because they believe it's going to make so much money. And so do I. But there's that, guys. So go see the film, fire back, let me know what you think. Alright guys, couple things I want to get to today. Couple trailers dropped, a little bit of news of course, so let's just dive right into it. So let's start off on the top here. This morning, less than an hour ago, we got a brand new trailer for Men in Black International. The film stars Tessa Thompson and Chris Hemsworth, comes out June 14th, and is directed by Gary F. Gray. Or is it F. Gary Gray? It's F. Gary Gray right here on IMDb. I'm seeing it right now. This is the guy who directed, what was it? He directed Straight Outta Compton. He also directed, was it Fate of the Furious? I believe is what it's called. And allegedly, he's set to direct the Mask movie. Yes, the Mask, as in the 80s cartoon, set to direct that as well. I'll share my thoughts on that for another day. But Straight Outta Compton, good movie. I liked it. Fate of Furious, biggest piece of crap I saw in my life. Oh my god, that movie was so horrible. I mean, of course you expect, kind of a little cheesiness and crap from the Fast and Furious franchise, but Fate of the Furious, such a piece of crap. But let's go back a little ways further. A Man Apart with Vin Diesel, I actually enjoyed that film. The Italian Job, I enjoyed that film. So he's got more hits than misses in my eyes, so I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. But Fate of Furious, yeah, really big piece of crap. Anyway, so of course this is kind of the sequel / reboot to the old Tommy Lee Jones, Will Smith trilogy. And of course I enjoyed Men in Black. I enjoyed the first film. The second film was pretty good. The third film, not so much. It's understandable that they're going to go with a completely different cast, refresh it up. Chris Hemsworth, Tessa Thompson, I love them both. Emma Thompson and of course Liam Neeson are going to be in this as well. That's great. Just a really great cast going on. And the idea of Men in Black has always intrigued me, of course. It's always had that mix of sci-fi adventure with a little bit of humor. And Chris Hemsworth has a great comedic timing. He's really a good comedic actor. If you've seen him in things like Ghostbusters and the Vacation films, and even, Thor Ragnarok, he does some good comedy. So they can pull it off. Not a problem pulling it off at all. Looking at IMDb, looks like Rebecca Ferguson's in here too. I didn't see her in the trailer at all, but she's hot, so I'll give them that. You have, excuse me, Camille Najani. Is that his name? I know I mispronounced that, but the guy from The Big Sick and Silicon Valley, he's doing a voice in here. He's going to be that cute little sidekick character, it looks like, for them. So you got that going on. But this trailer, we get a better idea of the story. And originally I thought that Tessa Thompson's character, Agent M, was going to have some relation to Will Smith's character from the original films. Doesn't look like that's the case. Looked like when she was a little girl, the Men in Black came to her house and wiped out her parents' memory, but didn't wipe her memory out. And they saw a little alien, looks like, in her bedroom. I'm sure she kept that alien. I'm sure it's a friend of hers, whatever. And she's been hunting down the Men in Black ever since. So she gets sent to London, hooks up with Chris Hemsworth, and they go on this mission to defeat these aliens, the Hive, that are shapeshifters and can be anyone. And of course, action and comedy ensues. Now, the trailer itself, I gotta be honest, wasn't great. It was okay. It didn't get me excited for the film, and that's kind of what the last trailer did. It didn't get me excited to see this film, which is what a trailer should do. Now, again, like I said, I like Men in Black, I like the premise, I like the cast. It just wasn't popping, It didn't, drag me into it to where I have to see this film. I'm gonna see it, but giving that, that craving, an Avengers Endgame or, a Rise of the Skywalkers, I didn't get that craving from it, I guess is what it was. It was cute, but not a must-see. So on that level, it fell flat, but again, like the concept, like the cast, looking forward to seeing this film. Would I say I have high hopes for it? No, not really. I mean, given how the Men in Black franchise has kind of sputtered downhill, I think they should have gone with a more serious take, like the original comic books. But, the Men in Black, what it is in the films, is that comedic element. And not to say you can't have a little bit of comedy in a more serious film too, but, when you tone it up like it looks like they're doing in this film and in past films, you got to show me something new. I don't see anything new in this besides the cast. And that's maybe where it fell flat for me. So, but you guys, of course, can watch it on YouTube, Fireback. Let me know what you think. And hit me up, social media or dayspringdiscussions@gmail.com. Now, speaking of Will Smith, he got a new trailer that came out as well. Gemini Man comes out October 4th, according to IMDb. And it's got Will Smith fighting a younger version of himself. Now, apparently he's this assassin, really awesome assassin who 25 years ago, they cloned him. And now the younger version of himself is an awesome assassin who's assigned to kill his older self. Sounds, very similar to Looper with Bruce Willis and Joseph Gordon-Levitt. Although that was about time travel and this is cloning. But to be honest, it really all sounds the same in my book. But Will Smith, great actor. It's got Clive Owens, who I really like. Haven't seen anything in a while. Benedict Wong, gotta love it. And Mary Elizabeth Winstead, who I'm a big fan of. I think she's a great actress and doesn't get enough credit. So, great cast. Going to be directed by Ang Lee. Now, for those of you who aren't familiar with more of his stuff, let's just say he directed Brokeback Mountain, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, The Ice Storm, which I think is an underrated film, Life of Pi, which I'm not a big fan of, but also the original Hulk film starring Eric Bana and Jennifer Connelly. And to be honest, that's my favorite Hulk film. And if you compare that to, say, Edward Norton's Incredible Hulk, I just like the way they did the Hulk in that. I liked Sam Elliott better as General Ross than I like William Hurt. I like Jennifer Connelly better than I liked Liv Tyler. And Eric Bana versus Edward Norton, they're both great actors. So anyway, Ang Lee, he's always got something interesting. He's always got that interesting vision. So that kind of gets me a little excited. Will Smith, I'm a Will Smith fan, dude. Going back, Independence Day, iRobot, Men in Black, Pursuit of Happiness. What's that, 187 Pounds? Is that what it's called? Ali got him an Oscar nomination, okay? he's kind of sputtered off, of course, lately. He did that next Netflix film, Bright, which looked interesting, but when I watched it, didn't have a lot of depth to it. So, and then he did that one Shyamalan movie with his son, which didn't see it because I heard it was so bad. But I still love Will Smith. I still like him as an actor. And with this film, of course, you're tapping into that uncanny valley of him doing dual roles, younger version of himself, like Fresh Prince Will Smith is what we're tapping into here. It's interesting, because it's so good. It's getting so good with the CGI and making a person look younger. This is going to be a big part of the film because it looks like the younger self is like the second lead, and he's going to be fighting in most of the film. So we're going to see a lot of it. It's not just like one scene like Tarkin was in Rogue One or when Robert Downey Jr. was his younger self in Civil War. This is going to take place a majority of the film, so they really have to do a good job if they want to keep us in the storyline. And from the previews, there's that one scene where he's like starting to cry. It's going to be interesting, you gotta, just do it right. And I think they might do it right. Now, the premise itself, I'm not too interested in. It doesn't seem that original, but my interest in seeing this kind of technology done more predominantly throughout a film than it's ever been done before has got me interested. Ang Lee is a talented director, so I trust him to do it right. Will Smith is a talented actor. I trust him to give a great performance. So while I'm not super pumped about the story, I'm more interested in that aspect of it to go see the film. So, but if you guys have seen it, of course, fire back. Let me know what you think about it on the Facebook group and Twitter account, dayspringdiscussions@gmail.com, and let me know. Okay, guys, last trailer I'm going to talk about today. Warner Brothers and DC Universe has released a trailer for their upcoming series on the DC Universe streaming platform, Swamp Thing. Now, this, of course, is based off the DC Comics character and stars really nobody big, but you got Jennifer Beals in there, you got Virginia Madison, Will Patton's going to be a part of it. So a couple of names, but nothing really big. The main people, of course, are going to be Andy Bean as Alec Holland, aka Swamp Thing. And then you have Abby Arcane, played by Crystal Reed, who I think is probably going to be the most important performance in the whole thing. But with this trailer, it's definitely giving it the horror vibe. Executive produced by James Wan, who has a big horror background. This did not get me excited, but mainly because I'm not a horror fan, really. It definitely, wants to give you that scary vibe that things are alive in the swamp and they're gonna kill you. Ooh, look out! I get it, okay? For me, Swamp Thing, of course, is going back to that 80s film. Not Swamp Thing 1, Swamp Thing 2, starring Heather Locklear. It was just cheesy and crazy. You had the little kids in there. It was so weird and corny, just like everything 80s is. And then I remember the 90s cartoon as well that I watched, which again was, very corny in that sense. I even had a couple toys from the old cartoon too. But the most iconic thing about Swamp Thing is the old Alan Moore run. I'm not a big fan of the character. I gotta say I haven't even read the Alan Moore Swamp Thing. But I will plan on checking this out because it is DC. It is comic books. It is in the sci-fi superhero genre. I think I might like it more than Doom Patrol though, because Doom Patrol, I think they just wrapped up this season of Doom Patrol. I still haven't watched past episode 1. I still haven't got to episode 2 when they introduced Cyborg, It's on my list of things to do. Actually, now that I think about it, given the fact that my, Avengers Endgame prep is done after yesterday, and I just finished Black Lightning, I might go in and go for Doom Patrol next. Might go in and watch Doom Patrol and try to knock that out. Yeah, I'm going to do that. I just decided. Next up, I'll start Doom Patrol probably like tomorrow night or something like that. So anyway, Swamp Thing, it comes out May 31st. You got other promo things that DC is coming out with to try to hype it up. I'm just waiting for Young Justice to come back. I think it's June when Young Justice Outsiders comes back. I'm going to rewatch those episodes. DC Universe, I don't know about because, yeah, I think they're creating quality content with Titans I enjoyed, Outsiders. They've got a bunch of comics they keep adding to it. They need to add more series. If you really want to get people to subscribe to this thing, you need to add more series and movies because there's a lot of stuff I know they don't have on there. But I'm not sure. I feel like it's struggling a little bit, the DC Universe, especially now that Warner Bros. Also announced they're going to do another streaming platform as well. If they do that, why are we keeping two separate ones? I'm not going to pay for two separate ones, okay? So just combine all of them and, get it done, or give me more content on DCU. Give me more movies. Give me more series. The comics, I think I got covered, but give me more of the other stuff that people actually, besides hardcore comic book fans, want to see and would actually pay for. Give me all the Batman movies. Give me all the TV series that are, DC comic book related. That's how you're going to get more people to subscribe if you give them more content that they can't find anywhere else. So, but that's just me. Have you guys seen the Swamp Thing trailer, of course? Let me know what you think. Let me know if you're excited about it. And then, of course, fire back on the social media groups and dayspringdiscussions@gmail.com. Okay, last thing on the agenda, guys. So, we know that CBS is going all in on Star Trek, okay? Star Trek Discovery has been a hit for them in their CBS All Access genre. And honestly, I don't think they have anything else actually on the streaming platform. So they're doing other stuff. They got the Picard series coming. I think they got 2 animated series that are in the works, as well as maybe another series from what I hear. But CBS and Nickelodeon are teaming up to give us another Star Trek animated series that is going to be on Nickelodeon. Now, this is not, the 2D style that we had years and years ago. This is going to be a CG animated Star Trek series that, quote, centers on a group of lawless teens who discover a derelict Starfleet ship and use it to search for adventure, meaning, and salvation. The show will be ran and executive produced by Alex Kurtzman, who's kind of, the head of Star Trek right now over at Paramount. He said, quote, Star Trek's mission is to inspire generations of dreamers to build a brighter future. Dan and Kevin have crafted a story that honors the exploratory spirit in a way that's never been done before, while the Nickelodeon team blew us away with their excitement at bringing Trek to a younger generation around the world. No idea yet when this series will debut on Nickelodeon. Of course, you did have the previous Star Trek animated series that I don't know what that even aired on. I was so young when it aired. Let me see how long ago they had that old Star Trek cartoon. Star Trek. It was there's this original series, animated. I'm looking for animated. There we go. 1973 is when the animated series was. And how many seasons? It had 2 seasons, looks like. So there's that. Star Trek in recent years has been piquing more of my interest. I don't know if it's because I'm getting older and more mature as a person, which that ain't happening. But I think they've changed, which has pissed a lot of Star Trek fans off, of course. Robert Byronette, who I listen to on the John Campea show every day almost, he really hates Star Trek Discovery. He's an old school Star Trek fan, and he hates kind of what Star Trek has become in light of trying to become more popular. The J.J. Abrams films, or the Kelvin timeline films as I call them, got me more interested in Star Trek, and I really enjoy those films over past films. But as I've gotten older, I've kind of appreciated some more of those Star Trek films, or even some of the series. I will say though, my favorite current Star Trek series isn't even Star Trek, it's the Orville with Seth MacFarlane. I really enjoy that. I just watched the most recent episode where you had a younger version of Kelly come to the future, or come from the past, I guess you would say, and kind of the complications of that. Really great episode. There's the episode a couple weeks ago too about what was the pilot? I forget his name, where he was basically interested in this simulated girl who lived hundreds of years ago. It's very interesting, of course. It very reminds me of old school Star Trek, Next Generation style. But Orville's great. Discovery is okay. I watched a couple episodes of the the beginning of it. I've watched the season premiere of season 2. Haven't gotten back to it yet. It's one of those one things that I'm planning on doing, hopefully when I get caught up on all my shows. So that's on my agenda, but it's not enough for me to crave to watch it every week like Game of Thrones. Now the comics, I've been reading the comics actually. I think it's Mike Johnson was the name of the writer that's been doing the comics for a while. And those stopped. They after the last Star Trek film, they started a new series called Boldly Going, I think, or something like that. But it ran for a while and then it stopped. I'm not sure. It started out okay, got a little muffled, but for the most part, I've enjoyed the Kelvin timeline comic books as well. Okay, getting back to the animated stuff, because I veered off on my Star Trek views there for a sec. This show, let's take a look at the premise again. A group of lawless teens who discover a derelict Starfleet ship and use it to search for adventure, meaning, and salvation. Yeah, I'm going to say no to that, okay? I know you're trying to appeal to younger kids, of course, so you're going to try to, make them rebellious teens or whatever that have to learn life lessons by stealing a Starfleet ship. That's not Star Trek. And, you can say you're trying to make something that will get people interested in Star Trek. I get it. But kids aren't going to care about it, okay? My daughter's 6 years old, okay? You know what she likes? She likes Muppet Babies, okay? If you appeal to maybe like the 12 or 13-year-olds, guess what? They don't like Star Trek. They like superheroes, okay? They're watching the Avengers, baby, okay? You're not going to get them interested in Star Trek. I'm sorry. You're just not, okay? Your better shot would be to go into an older demographic, like, late teens, early 20s, make a more mature animated series, and then focus on that. That's a way I think it could be a success. The premise makes it think they're going for that younger, like, maybe 10, 12-year-old demographic. Dude, it's a superhero age, okay? You are not going to get them interested in this stupid premise and get them interested in Star Trek. I'm sorry, it's not going to happen. So, I want Star Trek to succeed, of course. I love, the franchise as a whole, and I've enjoyed some recent interpretations of it, but this just sounds ridiculous. Of course, I could totally be eating my words once I see a trailer and the actual episodes, but for now, it's not going to work, guys. You got to rethink your strategy. Of course, I know, CBS and Paramount are trying to dig deep for franchises to make popular, because that's what it is. Studios need franchises. And right now, the franchise daddy of them all is Disney, okay? Because they've got all their Disney stuff. They've got Star Wars. They got all the Marvel stuff. I mean, they're the big kids on the block. They're going to make billions upon billions of dollars this year. And everyone else is just trying to, hang on for dear life and hope that Disney doesn't gobble them up at this point. So, but anyway, Star Trek new animated series doesn't sound like a great idea to me as far as the premise. I think they should go a little older demographic, maybe change it up. But what do I know? I just watched TV my whole life. So, all right, guys. Well, that is going to be it for me today. I got to get to work because as soon as I'm done with work, I'm seeing Endgame. Super excited. And, of course, like I said, I'm going to watch it a couple times. And, of course, I will do my review. So look for that next week. And I definitely want to hear your thoughts on it. So, of course, fire back, Facebook group, Twitter account, dayspringdiscussions@gmail.com. You can find me personally, SlimDayspring12 on Twitter and Instagram. And that's it, guys. Go out and watch Endgame. Watch lots and lots of good stuff, because there is lots and lots of good stuff. Obviously, I haven't caught up on anything. There's so much TV and so many movies to watch. It's all consuming, and I can't take it all. So, but go out, enjoy your weekday, enjoy your weekend. Until next time, may the Force be with us all.